Fine gentlemen, dearest ladies of the Wild West, welcome to my advanced guide for hunting. In this video I will be teaching you all sorts of tips and tricks that will make your life in the wild easier while hunting. Now if you still don't know how to get the perfect pelts, might I quickly recommend my Noobs guide for hunting. In that guide I am going over how to obtain the perfect pelts, what ammo or arrows to use, and how to figure out what gun to use to kill said animal. I'll be linking that video in the description down below. I recommend giving it a quick watch, it's about 3 minutes long, and then come back to this one for all your additional information. Now let us begin, the advanced guide for hunting. So I'll be talking about a bunch of things. I'm going to start off with obtaining special clothing items, then efficient hunting, bait after that, hunting for meat and why it is a must to do, and lastly hunting for legendary animals. So in order to explain a few things, we are starting back at the trapper. You are probably interested in one of these items. Now to get these gorgeous items you will need to bring back certain animals' skins or feathers. The most asked question is, where can I find a certain animal? Now I could go over all of these animals, for I have wandered into moose in the north, gators in the swamp, bisons east of Valentine, but that would make this video 40 minutes long. So the easiest thing to do is to go over to the Red Dead wiki. I'll link that in the description down below and you will find the exact location for each animal you seek. There is no map that shows all the animals at once. If there is one, it is probably pretty much false, for animals spawn all over the place. Animals are tied to certain regions and biomes. Moose, for instance, spawn higher up in mountain regions, and deer, well, basically spawn anywhere. Alligators in the swamp areas, bisons on the plains, and there's a lot of these biomes in the game. So again, checking out the Red Dead wiki is your easiest way to find the exact animal you need for your hunting needs. I know it is tacky to do on an advanced guide for hunting, but it's by far the most easiest and efficient way to track down the animal you need. So at the trapper, you just sell your pelts to him. After you've done so, you basically give him stock to craft you things. So it's not a loss when you sell your skins, and the same goes for legendary pelts. It is not a waste to sell them. As a matter of fact, you need to sell all your pelts. The same goes if you want to create legendary trinkets or talisman at the fence. For instance, when you've killed a legendary bear, you'll obtain its pelt and you'll obtain its claw. You can turn that into a nice talisman over at the fence, and each item you obtain, by the way, from the legendary animal can only be crafted into one item. So there aren't multiple choices or decisions to make with these legendary animals. If you kill a legendary bear, you can create a talisman and a piece of clothing after giving it to the trapper or the fence. So don't worry about selling it or giving it to the fence for a specific item. There's only one use for the items you obtain from legendary animals. Now to quickly recap, you use small game arrows for tiny critters like frogs and snakes, a varmint rifle for small critters like rabbits or squirrels, a repeater for medium-sized animals like wolves, beavers, a rifle or a bow for large animals like deer, and for the enormous beasties you use a sniper rifle or a shotgun with slugs. Quick tip numero uno, if you want to do all your hunting with a bow, that is very much possible as well. All you need to do is craft small game arrows, improved arrows, and poison arrows. Improved arrows to take down the medium-sized critters, and poison arrows to take down the large ones without ruining the skin. Now if you want to learn more about how to craft these said arrows, then definitely check out my guide on crafting. Now we are going to be talking about efficient hunting. So besides going for perfect pelts, you want to maximize your profit and what you can carry. So skin as many tiny critters as you can to fill up your satchel. You can carry up to 2 small-sized critters on each side of your horse. You can carry up to 3 medium-sized pelts and 1 giant-sized pelt. Now if you want to bring back as many pelts as you can drop all the trinkets and bones or whatever you obtain from the animals to have more space in your satchel. This is probably not the best way to make money in the game anyway, so you'll mainly be doing this hunting for the cool clothing items. Another question I often see is how to take down animals in the easiest way. A lot of people have actually have hunting background, so they know where to aim. For instance, a deer, you gotta hit him in between the shoulder, but the thing is, in this game, the easiest thing to do is go for headshots. Aim for the head with the right weapon and you'll have a perfect pelt. If you hit the right animal, that is. But more on that in my Noobs Guide for Hunting. If your dead eye is level 3, you can also see the vital organs, which result in you getting the perfect kill as well. But the head is definitely the easiest to remember. Now you can also decide to carry animals as a whole. This is a good thing to do if you want to fill up your supplies for your camp, but simply buying supplies is way easier anyway. Also, don't forget to bring as many herbs along that you can find. Oregano, thyme and mint are the ones you really want. Yes, I know I cannot pronounce that shit. Those are really helpful in the combination with big game. So when you cook them, you won't run out of stamina, deadeye and health cores for a full day. For more information on crafting and cooking, do check out my crafting guide. Quick tip number 2. Another very helpful thing to do is using the cover scent lotion. You won't be spooking off animals for a pretty long time. It's a must. Now to quickly go over on the subject of bait. So you can drop down herbivore or carnivore bait. This attracts nearby animals. Now if you go over all the way east to the Saint Denis, you'll find a fence that sells pretty much every recipe that is unavailable in the crafting menu. Now you're gonna need about $1,000 to buy every single one of these, and then you're good to go with anything. Now once you've done this, you will also have unlocked the potent herbivore or carnivore bait. This bait guarantees a bigger species of herbie or carnivore showing up. Don't place bait nearby roads, for some animals have to cross the roads and end up getting scared off by passing folk. Bait is handy, but the problem is that they don't guarantee a perfect pelt animal showing up. So in fairness, you are better off using the Red Dead Wiki to track down spawns of certain animals and proceed to hunt them that way. It's way more effective than placing down bait. Quick tip number 3. Herbivores often spawn in groups. You will find an animal with the perfect pelt amongst them near enough every time, so be on the lookout for them. Predators, with the exception of pack animals like wolves, often spawn alone. Once you for instance found a bear though, you can often find another one roaming nearby. Hunting for meat is a great thing to do and can set you up for your actual missions for a full day. I would even go as far as to say that this is essential to do. It takes about 20 minutes of work, but it is worth your effort. When you do so, you'll obtain big game meat. These give the best benefits for your health and cores. So once you do this, basically get rid of all your meat except for big game meat and perhaps stringy meat. Stringy meat is used in crafting and for fishing lures. Just get on your horse, take down as many animals as you can and harvest their meat. Just be on the lookout for that potential 1 3-star pelt to take down that animal for its skin, and the rest is just for meat. Again, combining big game with oregano, thyme or mint, and again, I know I can't pronounce that shit, an enormous boost will be given to you. Quick tip number 4. Did you know that you can get the same boost from simply buying and eating a nice buffet in a saloon? Now it's time for legendary animals. Now these can become really frustrating. I spent a good 30 minutes on stream looking for the legendary moose, and the problem with finding them and guides on how to find them is that they might not apply to your playthrough at all. So I could show you something right here while the starting point of this actual quest may be in a completely different location to you. And this is a very annoying problem that's already ongoing in the Red Dead 2 YouTuber scene. There's a lot of fucking YouTubers out there creating shitty ass rushed content, getting facts all wrong, and it's getting really annoying already, and we're just at the start of it. The game's not even been out a week yet and YouTubers are flying all over the place like a bunch of dickheads trying to make a quick buck. But however, in the case of the moose, from what I've seen, there's at least 3 spawning locations, which is on the island. There's one on the left hand side of the actual spawn and one on the south side of the train track. Now moving on, some legendary animals require you to max out your legendary hunter challenge. So first of all, you need to track down the legendary animal by completing 3 pretty much simple steps of tracking. After that, it spawns in for you to kill him. Killing a legendary animal is luckily very simple. You cannot screw this up. You can throw dynamite at his face, set it on fire, punch it to death. Doesn't matter if you take a billion shots, if you take one shot, the pelt is always pristine quality, so that's great. Unfortunately though, after you've killed a legendary animal, the hunt is over, it despawns, and it will never be on the face of Earth again, which is a great shame, to be honest, if you ask me. I would have loved to hunt another legendary bear. Now for legendary fish, you need a special bait, which is unlocked by simply accepting a quest from a man named Jeremy Gill. He's all the way in the south side near Rhodes. He will hand over a map showing all the legendary fish. Now after you've done this and accepted the quest, the bait shop in the swamps just northwest of Saint Denis will unlock special baits. Now these special baits or special lures are pretty much self-explanatory. You've got three ones. You've got one for legendary lake fish, one for legendary swamp fish, and one for legendary river fish. After using the lure, the legendary fish will be the first one to bite after casting. It's pretty much a long struggle to catch one of these, but it's very rewarding in the end. And that would pretty much sum up everything there is to know about hunting in Red Dead Redemption 2. We've covered how to obtain the best pelts, where to find the normal animals, how the trapping system works, how to obtain talisman and trinkets, using bait, how to hunt legendary animals, legendary fish, and I think that would do it. I hope you enjoyed my essay on hunting in a video game. Leave a like if you found this useful at all, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.